Hello once again.
Hey, welcome back.
It's a long time no see. A day longer than usual.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Because we're a bunch of jerks.
We are...
Us two are.
A bunch of jerks.
Mm-hmm. A bag of them.
A bag of them. Like a whole, like 10 people's worth of jerks in just the two of us.
We're a day late. Apologies. It will never, maybe, it might happen again.
It's been really busy, and we've had a lot going on, and my dog ate it, and
excuses, and
yeah,
like really good excuses.
So good.
Yeah. So, but we're back. We're here, and we're going to tell you a couple stories like we do. But first, we need to do our intro song that we made up on the spot last week, and we're going to try to remember now.
Yeah. We haven't practiced this, but
yeah,
we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to lead us off, I guess.
Yes, you do.
Doop boop 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 boop.
Ding 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 doo doo doo. Ding ding ding.
No, your dings were on the offbeat last time.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't ding at the same time I'm doop boop boop booping.
Stories in bed. That's the full intro.
That's it. Okay, it was great.
Thank you. So
next time we should practice first.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, we probably shouldn't.
Just get your dings where your dings need to be.
Whoa, stop talking about my dings, right? So here's the thing, guys. Big news in the Story Not Story verse.
Oh yeah.
Patreon.com/storynotstory. We have a Patreon page now.
We do.
Which, if you don't know what that is, Patreon is a place where you could support us if you would like to, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Just kind of head over there, and we have some.
What are our perks?
We have some delicious perks over there. None of them are food based, but they are delicious.
Sure.
Like at the $1 level, the $1 level is access to the feed, the Patreon only feed, where we will hopefully, ideally, we will post a little more about our stories that we told, and maybe lead a discussion about our stories.
Yeah, can people comment on the feed?
Yes.
On the posts?
If you're a patron, yes.
All right.
And
what else do we have?
At the $2 level, the story suggestion bump.
Yeah, what's that mean?
That means when you suggest stories, those stories take top priority. So
yeah.
We will more than likely be choosing from that pool.
Now, that does not mean that if you're not a patron that your stories have no opportunity to get chosen.
No.
We're going to pick the suggestions, the best suggestions that come in.
Yes.
But we will probably look through the suggestions from patrons first.
Yes, and they will take top priority, but that doesn't mean only priority.
No.
You are all our priority.
And we're not gonna stop taking regular suggestions. So
No.
It's not gonna be just all patron suggestions.
And then at the $5 level, a monthly extra story just for them.
Just for those patrons.
Yeah, and those are the perks we have now. That might change. But if you'd like to get in on that action, you can get on the ground floor right now.
Yeah, the elevator's at the ground floor.
Yeah, it's located. It's Main Street, downtown Austin. You have to fly there to contribute to our Patreon.
Yeah, we'll be by the elevator.
I think they may have updated, and they might be online. You could do it online as well. You could contribute online.
I think they did add that ability.
Yeah, at patreon.com/storynotstory.
Oh, okay.
Now, also last episode we asked you to send us email because we didn't get very many emails, and we got a bunch of emails.
You guys emailed a whole bunch of stuff.
You guys are great.
Some of you emailed to say hi, which was awesome.
Yes. Some of you emailed to say bye. Nobody emailed to say bye.
Nobody emailed to say bye.
That would be a weird thing to send an email about.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye.
Just bye.
Yeah. It's unnecessary,
It's a little unnecessary. But
for an email, I think it's like texting bye.
If they're leaving, it'd be polite.
Sure. It might just be kind of annoying.
Let us know if you're leaving.
Yeah. So we got some story suggestions through there, and through someone sent an email to my email,
Oh yeah.
And that's Tessa Huddleston.
Yeah.
It was her birthday. I don't know. Or it was an upcoming birthday. Maybe it was yesterday when we missed the day of the episode.
Oh, man. If we missed your birthday, we're really sorry, Tessa.
And also, to you future people who are listening to this many weeks, maybe years later after we've uploaded this episode, this matters not to you.
No.
At all. It matters not. I don't know why I said it like Yoda.
I don't know either. What compelled you to do that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think it's your turn to go first this week.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I was just wondering if you could do me and Tessa a favor here and tell us a story, a birthday story. I don't know if a birthday is in the story or not, but it's about an octopus, maybe with an appearance from your whale.
Okay. I will do so.
You will?
I just happen to know one.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The old classic?
Yeah. I think Disney's already working on a movie based off of this story.
Cool.
About an octopus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there once was a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not an octopus at all.
I mean, I say once, but he was multiple times.
Okay.
There once and many times was a man.
Sure.
Yeah.
There are lots of men.
Yeah, and it's kind of an ongoing they are. You know?
Until they aren't anymore.
That's true. Anyway, this one is. This one was.
He was.
Yeah, he might still be. But I don't know for sure.
Okay. It's difficult to say. We'll look him up after the pod.
Sure. His name was Eric. Yeah.
Okay. Eric the man.
That was his nickname. Okay. The man, because he was on a boat with a bunch of women. So yeah, it was it just happened to work out that way.
Sure.
They were whale watchers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like professionally or recreationally?
It started out recreationally, but the amount of times they do it, they might as well be professionals, you know?
Are they getting paid for it?
No, they're trying to.
Okay.
They're making YouTube videos.
Sure.
And they're getting a little money.
That's good.
Yeah.
A little bit of that AdSense.
I don't know why I'm talking in present tense now when he was, and now apparently.
But he might still be.
That's true.
Maybe we just discovered that he in fact is.
There is no tense when you're out at sea.
That is true. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about camping tents. You can bring a tent out, but it's going to sink. But, there's no tense, as in there's no past, present, or future.
Although sometimes things get pretty tense.
No, they don't. There is no tense.
Have you seen The Perfect Storm?
That's fiction.
It's pretty tense.
Actually, it's based on a true story, but it's fiction.
And have you seen that movie with Robert Redford where he's on that boat? By himself?
Yeah, that was peaceful.
And that one with the tiger on the boat?
That was a walk in the park.
No, they were on the ocean. Is
that what it was called? It was called a walk in the park.
No, they were on the ocean.
But it was called a walk in the park because it was a cakewalk.
And then Jaws?
They were on land. They were at the beach.
But they weren't at the end of the movie, and that was pretty tense.
Oh, when it got really easy going?
When it got really tense.
When they were on the easy street, the second half of the movie?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting these movies.
We need to stop this podcast and go have a movie marathon so I can teach you about the sea.
Well, I think maybe you got it wrong, but that's for another time.
Tell me about Eric and how easygoing this whale watching adventure was.
Well, they were just laid back with their mind on their whale money and their whale money on their mind.
Uh-huh.
Although they didn't really have any whale money, so they didn't. So
they were thinking about how to get it.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're out there sailing. Mm-hmm. They're off the coast of Tahiti.
Okay.
This time.
Tahiti.
They would often make that. They would always, whenever someone crack a joke, they would laugh that way. They would go, Tahiti.
Yeah, that probably didn't get old either.
No.
It's evergreen, that joke.
Yes. So, But there weren't evergreens out in the ocean.
No. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Now maybe if you were camping and with a tent,
sure,
there would be evergreens around.
There's no tents on the ocean either.
No. So Eric is on this boat, right? And with the whaling ladies, they're not whalers because that would be hunting whales.
Not.
It's a common misconception they have to deal with. So they see a whale off in the distance, like a humdinger.
A humdinger.
Yeah.
Is that a breed of whale? Is that like a specific kind of whale?
Yes.
The humdinger whale.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, and it's kind of like like a hummingbird is to birds. A humdinger is to whales.
So it's small and it moves its
flippers a lot.
Like real fast.
And it moves really fast.
Wow.
Because
and it can go backwards.
Which is why they're not very well known because they're hard to see because they move so fast.
Right.
Humdingers. But they would often because they move so fast they would run into dinghies.
Oh no.
And that's why they were called humdingers.
Oh.
Yeah. So they see what they think is a humdinger off in the distance because it's moving weird. They've never seen a humdinger before.
Sure.
But they see a thing out there and it's got this is like whale central. Like there have been a lot of whale sightings around here.
Mm-hmm.
So they paddle their boat. It wasn't electric. It wasn't
no, that'll scare
gas powered.
That scares away the humdingers. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And it's actually Eric and 20 women. They were a row team.
Okay.
And they rowed him over to the humdinger. Yeah.
Okay.
What's so funny? I don't see what's so funny about this serious adventure.
Oh no.
To find whales.
My mind just fell into the gutter for a second.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
Okay, do you want to talk about it?
They rowed him over.
I don't know what you're saying. Anyway, they keep going towards this humdinger. And as they get closer, they start to think, wait a second, this isn't a whale. And
what is it?
But then they get a little closer and they're like, well, maybe it is a whale, I'm not sure. And then they get closer, like, no, it's definitely not a whale.
Do these people even know what any whales look like?
Yes, but they don't know what humdingers look like.
Okay. They didn't see a picture like in a textbook or anything?
No, all pictures in textbooks of humdingers are like a blur because they move so fast.
Whoa.
And they only stop to rest rarely, and that's what they think is happening here.
How do they know for sure that humdingers exist?
Because it says so in the book they read.
How did the people that wrote the book know? If they have no...
Are you saying this is fake news? Is that what you're saying?
I might be some alternative facts here.
Well, that's for another time.
Okay. All right.
Because it turns out this isn't a humdinger.
Oh.
It's an octopus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they thought an octopus could be a whale.
Well, it was far away.
Do they not know what octopuses
there was a glare.
Look like?
There was a glare. It was
octopods.
Octopi.
Octopi?
Yes.
Octopodes.
No. We know it's octopi.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Or is it octopuses? Actually, might be octopuses.
Octopus.
Octopoops.
Octopoops.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay. So, anyway.
Yep.
They approach and sure enough, it's an octopus.
Sure enough.
And that's okay because they could get video of an octopus too. How often do you see an octopus?
Not very often.
Right?
I don't know if I've ever seen one.
You've never seen one?
In real life?
Maybe I've never seen one either.
In real life? Maybe at the aquarium at Shed.
Maybe actually, I don't think they had. Maybe they did. I don't know. Anyway, it was a giant one. Okay.
How big?
As big as the boat.
Bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
Okay. Smaller than a house?
A little bit.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But it was big.
That's big.
Yeah, and they're like, "Wow, this is an octopus." So they get video of it.
Yeah, that's newsworthy.
Yeah, they get video. They put it up on YouTube. Well, they go back to shore.
Sure.
You should have said shore.
Sure.
You should have said shore.
I realize that now.
Yeah.
Can we go back?
Huh?
Let's rewind. Let's redo that.
Okay. So they go back to shore.
Sure.
Yes. And they go back to their room to upload the video.
Uh-huh.
And on their way back to their room, they overhear an old sailor in the lobby. Like, this is like a touristy modern hotel, but this sailor looks like he's straight out of the 20s. It's anachronistic is what it is.
Okay. Does he have a haggard beard?
Yes.
Does he have wild eyes?
Yes.
It's probably because the sea is so tense.
Yeah.
That it wore on him.
There is no.
Yeah.
No. It's probably because the sea is so calming, but he has been landlocked for so long, and he's very tense.
I don't think that's what it is.
He's been landlocked. Because he's afraid to go out there because
it's so tense.
Because a crazy
it's so tense out
octopus.
There. Yes, which makes everything so tense.
No. He knows that it's dangerous, but while he's out there, he'd be like, yeah, whatever. And he grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
And even though it would be dangerous, he would be cool with it while it was happening. But he knows that it's dangerous in theory.
And because he's on land now.
He's on land. He's terrified. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody knows that it's not tense in the sea. It's just like you're rocking on the waves, and it's like really nice.
What if you get motion sick?
You're like, I don't feel good, but that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, this sailor, what's he say?
He says, I couldn't help but overhear, young men and women. There's a lot of women in one. The ratio is ridiculous.
Are y'all polygamists?
Are you telling the story?
Yes.
Okay.
I just heard him say that. I was there. I was at the hotel bar.
Yeah. And they're like, no, we're not. Why would, just because a man is hanging out with multiple women, suddenly this is a marriage thing? What? Yeah, why can't we just be friends? Does it matter what gender we are? And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm from the 20s.
He's a little backwards this
I'm
guy.
a little backwards.
Yep.
But I'm aware of it, and I'm working on it. And then he says, you didn't happen to see an octopus out there, did you? Because I overheard you say that you saw an octopus out there. And Eric's like, yeah, we did. It was pretty awesome. He's like, no, it wasn't awesome.
Oh, wow. Why?
Well, that octopus. I like how you took the part of Eric all of a sudden. Well, or one of the women. I don't know.
Sure.
Don't have names because there's 20 of them. I don't have time to name them all,
Yeah. Really, that was the responsibility of their parents.
Yeah.
Their parents should have named them.
That's true.
And they didn't.
Yeah. Well, the octopus ate my friend. And he's been known to eat friends for years. For decades.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Be a good time to not have any friends.
I know. Or be a friend.
Well, if you don't have any friends, then you're not a friend.
That's true.
See?
That's true. Be an enemy. That's why. And then they start thinking about it, and they're like, wait, what?
Sea anemone. Be an enemy. Sea anemone.
Yes.
This is all very ocean related.
Sure. If you want to force it, yes. So that's, they noticed that a lot of people around the shore were kind of jerks.
Oh.
And not friendly.
That's probably why.
It is why.
It might have something to do with this octopus that eats friends.
Yes.
I'm just saying that there's a small chance these two things that seem very separate are in fact related.
It could be. It's possible. Anyway, he's like, he ate my friend, and he'll eat you too if you're friendly. And luckily, they all kind of hate each other.
Oh,
so,
that's good.
Yeah, they weren't very friendly with each other.
Probably makes for a very tense situation out on the boat.
No. It was cool. That's why I didn't mention it earlier, because they were out at sea and it was not that big a deal. But now, yeah. Luckily, they're not friends. He's like, stay away. Also, I'm not your friend. And then he went back to his whiskey he was drinking. Yeah. And so they fought. They don't like each other, which we knew all along. I knew all along. And they fought each other up the elevator to the hotel room to upload their video. Mm-hmm. Wi-Fi wasn't working.
No.
Yep.
What are you even gonna do?
Well, here's what they did. Eric and the 20 women, they got into their large van.
It's a big van.
Yeah, it was a rental. And went to the local McDonald's because McDonald's tends to have Wi-Fi.
Sure.
Yeah.
Better hope it's not too big a file, though. Take a while to upload at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Just get
take
yourself
a whale of a time, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah.
I won't.
No?
No.
Okay. So they showed up at McDonald's and they're like, hey, you got Wi-Fi? I'm like, yeah, I'm not your friend. And then they're like, okay, that's cool. No, it's not. Don't be my friend. And like, okay, could we use your Wi-Fi? What's the password? Like, password is you suck. So they type in the password, it works. And they upload the video. Okay.
And?
Instant success.
Uh-huh.
Turns out this octopus has been... National Geographic has been trying to find it. And... friggin' James Cameron was trying to find it. They upload it, and they instantly realize. Well, James Cameron and National Geographic separately realize this. They tweet about it.
They tweet about it.
Yeah. It comes across their radar somehow, and they tweet about it, and it becomes a viral.
They're
sensation.
probably monitoring, like, social media, like hashtags and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just searching.
Absolutely.
Like, hashtag giant octopus.
Yeah.
Hashtag Tahiti.
And then they get very excited. Uh-huh. The women and Eric get excited.
Yeah.
And they high five and they start to enjoy the moment, and they're all happy. They're happy with each other, and like, we got to go find this octopus.
Oh, this is a bad situation.
So they go out onto the ocean, happy, jovial, friendly with each other, and they go to where the octopus was.
Oh no.
And
this is bad for some reason. I'm feeling a lot of tension.
Well, you might be because you're not at sea, but they're cool. They're cool. All right, and they go out to sea, and right to where the octopus was. It's bubbling. They're being very friendly. It's bubbling to the surface. Something's bubbling to the surface.
I wonder what it is.
It's Wheezy Waiter's whale.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's like, what are you doing? You're all friendly out here, and you know that there was an octopus out here. It's like, and Eric's like, wait, you said was. And the whale says, well, I ate it.
The octopus?
Yeah, the whale ate the octopus.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Eric's like, why? He's like, I was hungry. I'm a whale.
Uh-huh.
Even whales don't tend to eat. They're not really predators. But
sometimes they could be killer whales.
That's true. Wheezy Waiter whale for sure is a
definite
predator.
Major predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the octopus got...
Abig whale is the whale's name. I haven't referred to it as a man, have I?
I think you did say he, but it's a girl.
It's a girl. My mistake. But it's the 21st century. Gender doesn't matter. Why would it matter?
Yeah.
Just like a dude hanging out with 20 girls.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing the connection there, but that's the underlying theme and motif of this story. Okay.
Yeah, motifs. Motives. Okay. So octopus gone. They meet the whale, and they get really friendly with the whale. They go back to shore.
Uh-huh.
They tell the dude, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can be nice again. I like you guys. I was putting on a show earlier because that octopus hated friends."
Sure. But why would he care if he didn't plan on going back out to sea?
Well, he didn't plan on going out because of the octopus.
Well, I know, but if he wasn't planning on going out, then he could be friendly with people.
No, because there were some onshore deaths as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, could have been a land octopus. They didn't know for sure.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's friendly. The town becomes friendly. They all start watching the show Friends because they missed the whole show Friends because they couldn't watch Friends.
Right.
Yeah. And your eyes lit up when I mentioned the show Friends.
I'm so glad that they got to watch Friends.
Yeah.
Now I should go watch Friends.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
And then, so Eric, and the women, they love the place now. It's more friendly than other places, so they stay in Tahiti.
They just live there?
Yeah, and they're always like, Tahiti!
Mm-hmm.
And
the locals are, how do they feel about that?
Well, they feel fine. They're okay with it.
Okay. They think it's charming?
I mean, they'd like it if less people moved to their island, but...
I was talking about the Tahiti joke.
Oh. They hate that.
Oh, yeah.
They hate that, absolutely. So then Eric and the sailor dude, they kind of become friends, and Eric says, hey, we should meet at this coffee place next Friday. And so then, like, a week passes. Sailor dude shows up. Eric forgot. He went on Saturday. And he really...
Eric was the one that initially suggested the time to meet.
And they weren't friends anymore.
Oh, no.
Well, he thought, but then the sailor forgave him for being a day late.
Oh, no.
Like I hope that the people listening to this story
I see what you're
feel about when podcasts are a day late.
Yeah. Think about how nice that sailor dude was to forgive his friend for an honest mistake.
Yeah. Super honest.
Yeah.
And then everybody lived happily ever after except the octopus.
Sure. Who was dead.
Yeah.
Got eaten.
But it's the circle of life,
Circle.
Oh.
I was at the beginning of the song.
Of alive.
I was going to do the beginning of the song, and you cut in with the end of the song.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Anyway, the name of the story is the unfriendly.
I'm gonna let you struggle through this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The Octopus of Unfriendliness.
Okay. I like it.
Okay, that's it, yeah.
The Octopus of Unfriendliness and Eric and 20 nameless women.
I don't really want that to be part of the title. Just The Octopus of Unfriendliness.
Okay.
The Legend of the Octopus of Unfriendliness. That's the name. That's it. Yes.
There you go.
Got it.
Nailed it.
I feel like I overthought it. But now it's time for you to tell a story.
For me to tell a story?
Yes. And
this is so unusual.
No, it's actually completely within the structure of how we do this every time.
Who are you?
I'm your husband, Craig.
Where are we?
We are in our house, our
What's
apartment.
my name?
China.
Oh.
Like the country, but spelled differently. So
Okay.
not like the country.
Oh, it's so weird. I actually knew all of that stuff.
Why did you ask?
Well, testing you and stuff.
Did I pass?
Yes.
Good.
With like a C+.
That I feel like I did better than that. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what story to tell.
Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me what to do.
So Olivia Geyer,
Uh-huh.
or Gayer, or I don't know how to pronounce it.
I have no idea.
But
This isn't a pronouncing podcast.
In the future, could everyone just, tell us how to pronounce your name?
Spell your names phonetically.
Phonetically, please. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
Thank you.
I got you.
Thanks. So Olivia said, she had many kind words first, but and I thank you.
Oh yeah, she wrote like 10 pages about how awesome we are and how great our podcast is.
It took me like a half hour to read her email.
Yeah, it was like It was like a novel, really.
But it was really good reading because it was all about how great we are.
Yeah, we're so good.
Anyway, would you do me a favor and tell me a bedtime story about a man who smelts for a living?
Oh, yeah.
And she says she's not exactly sure what smelting is, but it sounds fun.
Convenient because we also still do not know what smelting is.
No, really. But we do because you're going to tell a story about it.
Yeah. Yeah, a totally factually accurate story about a man who smelts for a living.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so baited.
It's very baited, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, there once was a man named Joe.
Sure. Yeah.
And Joe, he grew up in
West Philadelphia.
No.
Oh.
In Europe.
Okay.
In the medieval times.
In the medieval times?
The medieval times.
Okay.
Because I think that probably is where a lot of smelting went on.
Yeah, that is where. Probably medieval time. Yeah, maybe there was the smelting era. There was the smelty 1500s they called them.
You're trying to do something.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Joe's.
It was the smelty 12 teens. That's what it was. The smelty 12 teens.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I skipped that day in history class, so that's why I didn't know about that.
It was more than a day. I mean, that's a complex part of history. But anyway.
Well, I'm from Kentucky. They only taught that section for a day.
Okay, I guess they don't respect medieval history in Kentucky. Anyway, go ahead.
That's why I don't know what smelting is.
All right.
You know, I didn't know, Craig. I didn't learn this stuff. So anyway, Joe's. He comes from a long line of smelters. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the family business. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say that Joe's great-great-grandfather invented smelting, but in fact, he did.
Oh.
So I am going to say
it. So you
it.
did say it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So smelting was in Joe's blood. It's all I'm trying to say. This
like
man
a disease?
was born to smelt.
Oh.
Well, yeah, the metals that they use in smelting were actually physically in Joe's blood. It's not healthy. Most of the guys in the family did not live very long, like into their 30s.
Unfortunate.
It's pretty unfortunate. Mm-hmm. It's all that heavy metal poisoning.
Did they listen to heavy metal as well?
Yeah, but back in the day they didn't have like recorded music, so they just had heavy metal bands playing.
What did they sound like back then? Like, what kind of songs? What kind of music? Can you sing one?
No. No. It was kind of like, well, because they didn't have like electricity or amplifiers or anything.
Yeah.
So it was really more like just traditional medieval times music.
Okay.
With lutes and...
so it was just medieval music. It wasn't...
But they would be like... yell singing, like metal singing,
like scream singing,
sort of. Yeah,
so it was like do 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 do,
yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, you've heard that one?
Oh yeah, I have.
It's my favorite one. It's a hit.
Yeah, that one's good.
Classic.
Yeah. It's called the dog will eat the devil or something. That's what it's called. Yeah,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah, it is. So
anyway, we've determined that smelting involves metal. And you take some metal and you melt it. So that's where you get smelting. Some metal melting.
Combined.
Smelting.
It's a portmanteau.
Yeah. Yeah.
Combining words, yeah.
You see where I got that?
Sure, yeah.
Some metal melting.
Wait, explain it again. I don't...
Melting.
Maybe you should explain it more.
Yeah, so you're taking parts of those three words that I said, and then you're squishing them together to make a new word.
Oh.
Yeah, you see?
No, moving on.
Oh my God, you're so dumb. So anyway, so Joe, he grew up in the smelting barn.
The smelty 12 teens, yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, he grew up later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his great-great-great-great-grandfather invented smelting. So it,
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it was later. It was down the road.
I got you.
So things happened. And, okay, so I'm making up the story as I go along. What's happened is that Joe grows up and his father teaches him the tools of the trade of smelting.
Yeah.
And he becomes like a world-class smelter.
Ah.
And then his father dies because of all the metal poisoning in his blood. It's very not good. Yeah. But his father lived to the ripe old age of 42, though.
Whew, old man.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at that time...
I'm not even that old.
At that time, and with all the smelting going on, he was doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. They started to think that he was immortal until he died. And then they were like, no,
he's totally not immortal.
Definitely not immortal. We were super wrong.
That's like the definition of mortal right there. Yeah.
He really mortaled it up, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So Joe took over the family business, and he had only one child, a daughter, and at the time, she was just expected to grow up and get married and make a bunch of babies. Mm-hmm. But Joe was like, this is a bunch of crap, because she is wily and she is capable, and you know what, I'm going to teach her to smelt.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to,
Unheard of for the time.
He's a pretty progressive dad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he teaches his daughter about smelting. Her name is Carol. Mm-hmm. And she gets really good at it by the time she's like 12. Mm-hmm. And people start specifically requesting for her to smelt their smelting orders because she's really good at it, and they also think it's like kind of cool. It's like a thing to brag about that you're
well, no,
hot.
what is it they want when they're asking for them to smelt something?
Like, metal stuff.
Just like, make this shape for me?
Like kettles and knives.
Okay, yeah.
And
so they bring them metal and they're like, make this into a knife?
No, they order it, and then they have the metal and they melt it down, and then they make it into what it needs to be made into.
Oh, okay. You
were the one who didn't miss the smelting lesson in history. Did they not teach you about all this?
They did. I'm just it's not my story. Continue.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So people really dig Carol's smelting. Mm-hmm. So so anyway, so Carol gets a lot of orders, and Joe is kind of living on easy street. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even really have to come into work anymore because his daughter is just doing all the work.
That's good. That's why we're having a kid.
He sits around and drinks mead, and he doesn't read the paper or anything because they don't really have papers at that time, and he can't read. Mm-hmm. But he makes up stories to keep Carol entertained while she's smelting.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're like a pioneer.
Yeah.
Is this the guy is the reason we're doing this?
He was the first person to ever tell stories, actually.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, before
Wait, but this was after the Bible. And several books.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Joe is actually
many, many books and written and
Joe
stories.
Joe actually wrote all those.
How old is what?
Maybe there's something we don't know about Joe yet.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He just is really old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what it is. See, you thought that the metal poisoning was going to kill him, but he has a genetic mutation that his body actually feeds off the metals getting into his system. So instead of it making him unhealthy and weak, the metals and smelting as a trade actually makes him stronger. He's kind of like a superhero, and he actually is immortal. They thought his dad was immortal,
but he's really old.
Yeah,
like really old.
Yeah,
but his dad lived to
like 42. Yeah, well, his dad didn't have the genetic mutation.
But was his dad in the Smelty 12 teens?
Yeah.
Was that Smelty 12 teen BC?
No. I'm saying. Okay, so Joe's great-great-great-grandfather. Let me lay out the timeline here for you.
All right.
Joe's great-great-great-great something grandfather invented smelting, and then like 100 years later, the Smelty 12 teens came along because it got real popular, and so that was a couple generations down. Joe's grandfather and father were around in the Smelty 12 teens. They really made a name for the family, and their smelting got real popular. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then Joe's grandfather died, obviously, pretty young because of all the metal. And then they thought Joe's father was like, he was still kicking, and he turned 40, and it was a big deal. They threw like a really big celebration for him.
Yeah.
And then, but then he died at 42, and everybody was like, oh, he totally wasn't immortal. But then Joe just like never died. He just like kept going. So it's like a couple hundred years later. Still,
he invented stories is the thing that I feel like he would have to be older than that.
Yeah, well, no, the Smelty 12 teens were BC.
Oh, they were BC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like you said no before, but yeah.
I misunderstood your question.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So now it's years later, and he invented stories.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying.
All right. That's unfortunate for all of the ancient people who didn't have stories. They didn't. Yeah, It's just unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was really boring times. That's why they all died out.
Yeah, I guess
because they got so bored. They got bored to death.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't even remember things because if you wanted to talk about something you remembered, you'd be telling a story. Basically, like, remember that time when? That's like telling a story about something that happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so actually, yeah, they had no memory.
Well, that's
little known fact.
That's terrible.
About ancient cultures.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
And I can't believe I didn't know. I hear about that.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Anyway.
Don't bother looking it up because I am the foremost authority on this.
Yeah.
And you've heard it from me.
First.
And only.
And only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost as. I mean, it's a little bit more crazy than what I know to be true, which is that it's very calm and peaceful out on the water at all times.
Mine is a little more crazy. Yours is pretty ridiculous, though.
What are you talking about? Both are true. Anyway.
Yeah. So Carol is getting a lot of smelting orders, and Joe has gotten used to his life of leisure. And mead drinking, and Carol gets kind of behind on her orders. Not a good situation. She's only 12 years old too, so she's like working her little fingers to the bone.
12 years old back then, that's like, you might as well be retired.
Sure. Yeah. She's probably gonna die like real soon.
Yeah.
Because of all the smelting.
Unless she gets more metal in her. Like her.
Well, you don't know that she has the genetic mutation like he does, though.
That's true. I don't know that.
It's one of those recessive traits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Or something.
Well, yeah, it is something.
So it's definitely something.
Yeah.
So anyway, she goes to her dad and she's like, "Hey, Dad. I got all these smelting orders." I
want to say you're really nailing the accent of the time.
Thank you.
I've been doing a little research of the era, and yeah. They have audio recordings of it.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
They didn't have amplifiers for the heavy metal bands, but they had recording equipment.
Well, heavy metal, that involves a lot of equipment. And
sure.
They just couldn't handle the volume. But
right.
Yeah, anyway.
Hey, Dad. I got all sorts of orders. I'm kind of falling behind. I don't think I'm going to get them all done. Like, you're a really good smelter. Could you maybe help me? And he was like, and he was like, no, I'm busy. Oh. Yeah. And you know what the funny thing was? Huh. He wasn't even busy.
What?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, he's been around for a long, long time. I could understand
his old age,
wanting to be lazy.
Yeah, he's put in a lot of years
Yeah.
in the smelting business, and it's her responsibility now. Mm-hmm. And he's just not going to help her. So she gets back to smelting, mm-hmm. and she's got orders coming up due. Mm-hmm. One in particular for a really big client mm-hmm. that is, it's this really important community. It's an order for a community.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be done on Friday.
Yeah.
And they've got
what happens?
They've got days of the week there.
Yeah.
And she works really hard, and Friday gets here.
Yeah.
And it's not done. I know, and she feels really bad.
Yeah.
About it. And then and the whole day goes by and she's not able to get it done.
No.
I know.
Does she get it done on Saturday?
Well, Saturday comes.
Yeah.
And she gets up in the morning and she starts working on it some more. And it's taken a while. She's still got some work to do on this item.
What is it?
It's an item. It's a giant kettle that's going to go in the town square.
Okay. That
they can cook huge
They basically only make kettles and knives, don't they?
Yeah, it's really just like kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
It's just kettles and knives mostly.
Yeah.
And that bar that you stick through a pig to roast it over a fire.
Okay.
They make those too.
Cool.
Yeah. Pig sticks, they're called.
Pig sticks, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I assumed you didn't know, but of course you would.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Saturday morning passes and it's still not done and she's just working real hard, and the community is being very nice and patient. Mm-hmm. But they're getting kind of anxious and they're like reaching out to her and people keep showing up and they're like, "Are you okay? We noticed that it's not done yet." Mm-hmm. And but then in the afternoon she gets it done and she turns it over and everybody's really happy. And they're not mad at all. And they really enjoy her kettle. And then they have a big feast. They make stew.
Sweet.
And they invite her to come and have some of it. And it's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Whew. So everything's okay, even though she was a day late.
Even though she was a day late. Everybody was really understanding and it was all okay.
It was probably even better because of it.
Probably better than it would have been if she had just rushed to get it done on Friday.
Everyone was working. Like, wouldn't been able to have the big party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's the moral of this story.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's it? That's the end of the story?
I think so.
What happened to the dad?
He lived for 5 more years. Mm-hmm. And then he actually died because of all the mead.
Oh, you would have thought it would be the metal, but
nope.
The metal actually made him live longer.
Yeah, but he overindulged a little bit, and he got so lazy that he just never moved very much, and he got sick from inactivity.
So, the moral is exercise, don't drink too much mead, and exercise forgiveness as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carol lived to be, well, we're not going to talk about how old Carol lived to be.
Why?
She didn't get the genetic mutation.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that she was you.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, she's not me.
Okay.
But she was beloved in her community, and they remembered her for years after, and they told stories about her because stories had been invented at that time.
Oh, well, that's great.
Which is how we know this story.
What's the name of the story?
This is the story of Carol the Smelter and the Kettle that almost wasn't.
Carol the Smelter and the Kettle that almost wasn't. Uh-huh. Okay. I like it.
Thank you.
I hope, can someone email us or post on Facebook or Twitter or somewhere a specific timeline of events of this story, because I'm a little confused about various years and things and lifespans. But
I don't see why you're having such a hard time following this.
Could someone map that out for us? I think I would really appreciate that. But that's it. That's a couple stories right there.
That's it.
Thanks for listening, and remember, we got that new Patreon page if you want to support this here podcast.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Email us storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com.
storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com.
At Stories in Bed on Twitter. Storynotstory on Facebook.
Yes. Facebook.com/storynotstory.
Storynotstory podcast on Instagram.
Yep. Instagram.com/storynotstorypodcast.
I mean, you can just go to the little search bar and search
You can
it.
just go to the blue.
Oh my god, that was so
I'm
mean.
sorry, I was just kidding.
That was so mean.
I'm sorry.
Aww.
I'm sorry, not sorry. Oh! We do that all the time to each other. It's a joke.
We're not really fighting.
We're not really mocking each other. It's fun.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. I'll do the closing song.
Oh yeah. Do you remember it?
Ba-da-ba-ba. No, that's not it.
No.
Do 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 do. Good night.
Good night.
Let's harmonize. Do 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 do. Good night.
I don't know. I can't.
Good. Do do do
You
do.
keep trying, and I'm gonna keep not doing it.
Good night.
It's really beautiful. I'm not good at harmonizing on the fly. I'm so sorry. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.